Alright, this is a video response to Bear Independent, a video he put out yesterday, talking about the difference between looking good and being good, actually using your stuff and knowing how to use it versus just buying it and setting it in a corner and keeping it pretty and shiny and all that kind of stuff. First off, I'm just gonna say I'm a big fan of his channel and what he does. I've been watching him for a while on YouTube, and I follow him on Patreon and Instagram, all that stuff. I grew up having a garden and some cows and things like that, and then later on I kind of quit fooling with it, and now I'm back into it a bit again. Probably been working on like prepping and preparedness type stuff for 6 or 8 months, something like that. And with everything going on, I probably should have been a little more serious than I was. But anyway, this is my chicken pen. I built out of pretty much stuff laying around. I didn't really have to buy a lot. I bought wire and hinges and things like that. I had posts, tin, all that good stuff, and just making do with what you got. And before I get too far off track, I do have some things that I try to keep nice and not abused and things like that, but then I have tools to just get the job done. Working in logging and a little bit of farming and outdoors and stuff, some things just take a beating, and I'm used to dirt, oil, and grease and all that fun stuff. When you run equipment and you have a hydraulic hose bust, it sprays oil everywhere. Then you have to get in the oil and find out which hose is leaking and replace it and all that type of stuff. And one of my most used and abused things is this flashlight. It has a rechargeable magnetic clip where you can stick it on anything metal to hold it for you. But as you can see, there's a ton of crap still in there, in the pocket clip, all that. This goes right down in the hydraulic fluid, oil, and all that stuff. And I don't bring it home and give it TLC, clean it with a toothbrush, stuff like that. I wipe it off, and if it's too bad, I'll spray it with brake cleaner or starter fluid or whatever is laying around, and it still works. It hadn't affected it. But this is not like some of those EDC videos. They have a brand new looking flashlight they put in their pocket and it never really gets used. This gets used. And I like the clip where you can also use it as a headlamp, but it goes through the paces. This is very used. It's not too scratched up, but it gets used. I like the engraving from Leatherman, but you see there is dirt and wear on it. But that's not all I was planning on talking about. This is my favorite pistol that I have. This is Gen 5 19, and we're clear, all that fun stuff. But we've got some holster wear on here. Not too bad, but there is some wear, which doesn't bother me because this is a tool that I carry every day, 7 days a week. I do like the custom slide plate cover, but still a lot of dust on the sights. But it gets used. It's been in the mud. I carry this appendix. When you run a chainsaw a lot, sawdust goes down your shirt, on your gun, and in your gun. Sometimes I just take it down and blow it out a little bit or clean it up a little better or whatever, but it happens, it gets used. I like Glock. I think they're good guns. I wouldn't want to buy $1,000 gun to carry doing what I do, because it would just get beat up and wasted. Where this is made for it. I hadn't had any reliability problems out of it. Everything's been good. I use this Tier 1 Aegis Elite holster. I use it everything I do, bending over, sitting down, running equipment, working on stuff, running chainsaws, all that stuff. It's got a little bit of wear there on the buckle. Inside's full of dirt and crud. On the back, screws are rusty because I do sweat a lot. But when I got this holster, I got it cut for this light, but I didn't have this light. I had the PL Mini and Mini Valkyrie, and I got it for the PL Valkyrie, and that was my mistake. So I ordered the light, and I got the Pro model with the rechargeable instead of the standard batteries, and it wouldn't fit because it had two raised things there. And I just took a Dremel with a sandpaper wheel, filed it down almost flat to make it where it would work. Instead of sending the light back and exchanging and all that type of stuff, I figured, why not? It's gonna get beat around and carried around and wear and tear and all anyway, so just Dremel it out and be good to go. But anyway, that's about all I got for this video. I just wanted to expand on his video. I like the content he puts out. I like his lead by example style versus some of the other preppers that sit in a computer studio and pull up just images on the web of, you know, this is what you should buy, or this is what you should buy, or this is what you should do, and how it would look, and all that, but they don't actually do it. It's easy for anybody to sit down and pull up things like that, but I like to watch people and listen to people that actually do it, so they know what they're talking about. What works, most of the time they say what works for them, it will work for you, and what doesn't work won't work. But they've been there, done that, put the time and effort in to try it and get the experience. But you know, watching YouTube videos, that's a good thing to do when you have time, but if you never get out and actually apply it, it most likely won't do you much good. There's a lot of things I need to work on and get better with, but I guess that'll come in time. But that's the main thing, is to put in effort and try. Because pretty much anything you watch on TV or YouTube or whatever, when you actually go try it, it's not as easy as it seems like, because they have done it wrong so many times. They know the right way to do it, and that's what gets put on camera. They have everything pre-staged out the same way they've done it before, that works perfectly, and that's the way they show you, and you may not have that same experience. Nobody likes to show the mistakes and errors, they just show the finished product. But get out, try it, do it, learn it. And again, I watch several on YouTube. Bear is one of my favorites. I think he's got a lot of good content, and he definitely has a lot of good things going on Patreon. But that'll do it for this video. See ya.